What is up, you guys? It's the New School Canes. We're back, and I see we already got George in the comments and Kyle and that dude Smoosh, man. What's up? We got the wholesome one and Miami Hurricanes talk Paul over here and me, and woo! Isn't it great to be back? We had a small little vacation, little break. That's all my fault. I'm the one that was slacking, but it's great to be back, y'all. And we have a lot of stuff to catch you up on. So I'm just gonna dig in and right into it. Paul, hit it off with whatever topic you want, and we'll just jump into it. And y'all be sure to comment. We'll be watching this comment sections.
I mean, it's crazy how close we are till fall camp. I mean, we're literally like, what, 8 days away, give or take, guys? I mean, I remember 2 months ago, we were like so far away. We were talking about recruiting, bored out of our minds.
Oh, yeah.
Just waiting for fall camp to start. And now look at this, August 24th, Bubba Bolden is back on the football team. A lot of people were scared about that if he wasn't going to be eligible. I'm super stoked about that, guys. And now we got our quarterback controversy. Everyone is dying to know who will start at Miami. I'm dying to know as well. We should find out 2 weeks in. But don't be surprised if Coach Diaz doesn't announce who the starting quarterback is until August 24th. I wouldn't be surprised by that. What do you guys think?
I think he shouldn't. I think that strategy is the best for him. I think he should surprise that defense. It's a good defense. Let them not be prepared for whatever game scheme it is, and they'll have no clue of what kind of quarterback we'll have because every one of our quarterbacks is different, you know?
Yeah.
I agree. I agree. That's definitely my mindset because with the defensive mindset that I have, if I have to prepare for two or three quarterbacks as opposed to prepare for one and find as much film on one guy, even though Tate Martell's film is scarce, you have a lot of film on the Coach Perry, but you know that it was because of his OC that he struggled. And Jaron Williams, like, there's literally probably 5 snaps on him.
Giving it to a running back.
Right, right. I think he has like 2 actual passes, maybe.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, dog, like Paul said, we're literally gonna blink, and it's gonna be like July 25th. If you blink twice, and it's August 24th.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, dang, we go from doing like I know on my channel I did a whole bunch of prep for the draft and that helped me kind of climb over my 1,000 mark for subs. Hey to that. Just hit 1,300 today.
Hey, nice.
So yeah, I've been putting in a lot of work, man. But besides that, we're growing. Time is flying by.
Yeah.
But I will say one thing about it. It's great to be a Miami Hurricane, man. And how we're going to be moving forward, I'm just happy that all three of us and the people in the chat can say, yo, we were fans and we were there through it all. Like now the
Yeah.
team's balling, now the team's on, we're going back and forth with Clemson and like, speaking future tense. And I remember back in 2016 we barely could beat UNC. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we want to get to that point to where the only thing we really worry about is the ACC championship, Florida State and the ACC championship game. Those are the 2 games that, because a lot of those big time schools. You look at Ohio State, no matter how we love them or hate them, but like they know for a fact, yeah, we have the talent to win every year. We have the talent to do this, talent to do that, but they're only really worried about Michigan and the Big Ten that championship. Those are the only 2 games that their fans are worried about.
Definitely, definitely. And man, I am so hyped for this game, man. I'm hearing that game day is probably going to be there. I mean, where else are they going to be? We're week
Yeah.
0. So I'll see why that's such a prediction. But I'm excited, man. I'm excited for that environment. I can't wait to see. I think we're going to come out strong, both fan bases. We're fired up and ready. It is going to be an intense fight. You bet it is. It's a rivalry game. It's been a hot minute since we've last seen each other. And I mean, you already hear some of the trash talking has started already, but it's definitely not going to stop and only intensify. And you're going to see some hard hits. I can't wait to see some hard hit smash mouth football. None of this little petty stuff, none of that. They better hold those flags on. It's a rivalry game. I just can't wait to see some smash mouth rivalry Florida Miami football.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey man, it's almost here. I know for a fact, as you guys see, I can get pretty hyped. I can get pretty pretty turned up, man. And I'm not even playing anymore, so I can only imagine how these players are going to be. Um, okay, quick question for you guys: do you think that we will have the same pregame scuffle like we did with LSU that we have with Florida?
I hope not. I really do. Because I'm tired of having that pregame scuffle and then getting our ass kicked during the game. It's like, look, man, if you want to have the scuffle, do it during the game. But I feel like being an athlete myself, I feel like the teams that do get scuffled in a pregame, they lose their, basically their what's the their they lose their focus during the game. And I've seen Miami in the past, with opponents knock down before the game, pick fights, whether it was Florida State. I remember Ryan May was kicking the kicker. I'm pushing the kicker. Do you remember that with Aguayu? I'm tired of us having us pick the fights and then lose at the end. If you're going to pick the fight, you win by 20 or 30. All right? But we haven't been doing that. So I hope we just focus in, lock in. We understand who our opponent is. They're a good opponent, a respected team in Florida in the SEC. Let's kick their ass on the field. And then after the game, we can kick their ass, after the game. That's fine, but not before.
I'm with you. And before I answer that, I will mention Buddy with a $2 donation saying Ray Lewis dance the #1 viewed of all Miami shows. Yes, we will never forget. Thank you always, Buddy, for that. And obviously the wholesome with the incredible Hype Man show. I think, I don't know if y'all remember it, but we would say, ain't no way we're going to lose to Florida State 2 times in a row or whatever. Guys would throw it up on Twitter and all of that, which is okay to trash talk a little bit. It's not even serious trash talk and all this stuff. But the tone this year has been different, where you look at the Gators, they're the ones, even the bench guys. The guys who are on the bench are talking all this trash talk, saying that we're nothing, yada, this and that, while they're getting suspended. Locker room chemistry. Miami? What is Miami saying this whole time? Has Miami really done much trash talking specific at the Gators that is over? No, mostly the message has been August 24th. Like, literally, that's about it. All they say is just the date. Because they're saying, what? No. We're going to leave this on the field. The field, the football, the scoreboard is going to talk. You can talk about it on your Twitter. You can talk about it in your little, highlight film. I don't care. Give me your stats. August 24th, come ready. And I love that. I love that we're saying we're not... I feel like it's kind of a difference from a pregame scuffle. Like, I'm not getting into it with you before the game. Let the game talk for itself. I want a full energy and dedication for the focus of destroying them on the field. And like Paul said, after that, go ahead, whoop their asses. I don't care.
No, I get that, and I agree with that to a certain extent. But remember who was in the middle of that scuffle? Gerald Willis. He went out and put on an amazing first half performance in that game. So I get what you guys are coming from, and at the end of the day, like, yeah, we're trash talk you, yeah, we're showboat you, but we were doing that and winning. It's a tit for tat. You can't go, all right, we're gonna be out here hop dancing, slamming people, crotch chopping, and then lose by 30. Like that doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
What's that face about, Paul?
We were doing it winning, but remember, 2 things. Nobody remembers good performances when you lose to the opponent with certain players. Everybody remembers Reggie Bush's 500-yard game against Fresno State that they won. Everybody remembers the big games when you beat the opponent. Now when you lose, it kind of diminishes your great performance. I don't like getting our asses kicked on the field and then having that just fighting beforehand and trash talking, because that just makes you look worse, and maybe that's because I know ESPN can run with it, and put us down. Like, look at these guys. They don't know how to win on and off the field, losing control of the program, kind of going back to the end of the Larry Coker era where our image was pretty bad with that FIU scuffle and all those suspensions. So that's probably the way I see it.
Right. And you don't want to lose, you don't want to have something happen pregame, because the issue happens a lot where you get a pregame scuffle and then somebody might even get suspended for that game because of their altercation in that scuffle. Yeah. Things could grow into a legit fist fight. That's how sometimes some things grow. And even we had, our strength and conditioning coach was about to fight one of their coaches on their staff. We were, at the end of the day, we were, I think, a little overhyped for that game.
Oh, yeah.
A lot overhyped.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
But at the end of the day, oh, I know as a defensive player, you have to bring a certain dog tenacity to the football game. And if that's what you got to do, you better go out there and prove it on the field. Um, and I like how you brought up Anton. It's been a complete 180. Like last year, we were the ones saying LSU, who they suck, they lost to
Yeah.
Troy, yada yada yada. We were doing all that trash talk, and nothing. We didn't show up. And now the reverse is happening. Florida is doing all of this.
Yep.
Yep, yep, yep. Um, I don't know if this is true or not, but Felipe Frank said, quote unquote, it was a meme, so I don't know if it's true or not. Saying like, oh, you remember back in '08 when
Yeah. Yeah.
Miami,
He did say it.
Florida started with Miami? We blew them out and then went to win a national championship. We want to do the same this year.
Yeah. Remember in 2012? What happened there?
2000.
Y'all
Oh,
lost.
13. Yeah, 13.
Yeah, 13. Y'all lost to Miami and then went four wins for the rest of the season. Yeah, we can see
Yeah.
more of that. It can go either way for Florida in that kind of perspective. It's a very pivotal game, I think, for their whole season in general.
I think the same could be said for us though.
Yeah,
If we
yeah,
go out and we really like swing as hard as we can, give our all to this game, and still lose by 10 to 14 points, that can tear a hole into the program.
yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah. And then
Absolutely.
it'll be now we have to look to Manny Diaz as the head man. Also with Dan Enos being a former head coach, how do you galvanize your troops and then go into UNC for their most important game of their next decade
right,
this year?
right.
Absolutely.
It's going to be important for the team to come up and show out and have a good chemistry because this team it's a different look and part of it, I can see ESPN and others playing us down, saying 8-4 and whatever, which I want them to. I want them to not respect us and us to prove them wrong. I really do. But an interesting thought is secondary. Are we reloading it or are we rebuilding it? Is the thought because they say our defense is right up there and it's been amazing. There's no comparison to it, but we lost some guys in the NFL. Paul, what do you think? Secondary, rebuild or reload?
Our secondary has a lot of talent. There is a lot of talent, but it's a lot of unproven talent. There's not a lot of game experience there. I can see DJ Ivy, Trajan Bandy, Christian Williams, Al Blades, Corey Couch. I think those 5 guys are going to play in the NFL. I truly do believe that. And you look at our safeties, Gervin Hall, Amari Carter, Bubba Bolden, Keontre Smith. Once again, I think all those guys will play in the NFL as well. But they don't have game experience. They really don't have a lot. Trajan Bandy has the most, then Amari Carter. So there's a lot of unproven talent there. But I truly do believe if they play up to their abilities this year and they come in with the reputation they've had in the spring or fall, you look at DJ Ivy coming in with a lot of hype. Mike Rump says he reminds him of himself. I think we'll just be fine and we'll probably be better towards the end of this year or going into the future. So I'm really excited about this group and what they can do.
Colson, what do you think? Secondary, reload or rebuild?
Reload, 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 reload. Now, from the experience and mental aspect of things, it's rebuild. But you look at the star system. Everybody in our secondary is a 4-star.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Oh yeah. Definitely
And
starts.
in Bubba Boulder's case, it's 5,
Yeah.
5-star.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and in this coaching staff, let's look at the safety production at the University of Miami in just a 4 to 5 year span. Every starter has played an NFL snap or going to this upcoming year.
Yeah, you're right.
And 3 of the last 4 starters were drafted. Jaquan Johnson, Rayshawn Jenkins, Sheldrick Redwine. The only one missing is Jamal Carter, and he's a special teams player for the Broncos going on his 3rd season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they had been working, and then those guys weren't as highly touted and
Right.
athletic
Right.
as the guys we have now.
Right.
Gervin Hall.
And that's the thing, like, and let's not forget about Derek Smith. There was a highlight tape that dropped today by Robo Highlights, or some guy that does a couple highlights on Kane's players, and he put one up of Derek Smith, and I was like, oh wow, I didn't remember him making all those plays as far as like getting off blocks and reading receiver screens and things of that nature. But the guy I want to see amongst all of them is Gervin Hall. He's out there with 26 on. He was the guy that Nick Saban, my guy Nicky, got on the helicopter, landed on his field for, and said, "That's the safety I want in this class." If Miami took him, and he has yet to play for us.
Yeah.
So I really want to see him go out there. And then when he did play, against FIU or whatever, he had a really nice hit. He has some pretty good open field tackles. But I want to see this guy on the field take that next step.
Yeah.
And I trust the corners because we had transfer guys come in and play solid for us at corner. What was the guy's name? Last name?
Javonte Dean.
Adrian. I was talking about Adrian Colbert.
I was like, Dean, I don't.
Corn Elder was a running back in high school, came here and was a draftable corner.
Yeah.
So I don't really worry about the corner aspect of things. And if you were to say, Wholesome, which position you are least worried about, secondary is at the top of my list.
Oh,
because
really?
I trust,
not even D line.
Yeah. No.
You're more confident in the secondary than our D line.
Oh yeah, I'm more confident in our secondary than our defensive line.
Wow. Okay.
I'm surprised. I'm more confident on D line, but I think that helps the secondary a whole bunch. Like we
work hand in hand. The pass rush, but at the same time, let's really sit and think about this. John Garvin is the only proven defensive lineman on the team right now.
Well, why don't you say Hill?
Trayvon Hill.
Okay. Yeah. Miami Hurricane guy that's been on
okay,
Miami.
I got you. I'm with you. All right.
My boy Nestor.
But,
hey, at the end of the
who
day,
do you get on the secondary that's proven?
Oh, good response.
I mean, you put that argument on the D line. The secondary with you're talking is the same deal.
Oh, Bandy. You got Bandy.
Yeah.
Bandy's proven.
But, I mean,
so
Bandy
one guy on
Garvin
defensive
is
line,
basically
one
like
guy
those
at
two
corner.
slots. Yeah.
What?
I said, yeah, you got Bandy on the secondary, and then you got basically Garvin for the D line as the only one proven guy for that position.
Yeah, and you see, that's the thing, though. Like, is the other defensive line as talented as the secondary is talented? Does the defensive line have a 5-star backup at this point?
Mm-hmm.
No.
You get what I'm saying?
I follow.
And it's tit for tat when it comes to defensive line pass rush, run stop mixed with secondary play, open field tackling and coverage. I don't see it as a big gap, but if it's one based on the coaching, that's my thing. Those two coaches, Ephraim Banda and Mike Rum, were two question marks when Mark Richt brought them in. And they have proven there's no reason to continue to question them.
Right.
Whether they had athletes, whether they had football players, whether they had guys who had high football IQ, and in guys like Jaquan Johnson's case, somebody who could do all three. They have all produced at Miami with this coaching staff in the secondary.
Okay. All right. Is anyone in the channel? I'm surprised with your most confident position group. Paul, is your most confident position group the D-line as well? Or is it a surprise like his, so secondary or something?
Yeah, you know what? I do value someone's opinion. So when he does vouch for a specific unit, I really do have that as like a vote of confidence. So if he says the secondary is going to come through this season, I truly do believe that. I do, in my opinion, I feel like the defensive line, depth-wise, not only do they have a lot of game experience in a sense, but I do think it's very talented. I'm really expecting Javari Harvey to have a big year. You have guys like Gregory Rosu, who we didn't see him last year with his injury, but man, I'm excited to see him on the field. I think Jonathan Garvin, he just what award was it? He was just a candidate for with Shaq Quarterman.
Oh yeah.
He's on that award list.
For Nerick, best defensive player in the country.
Yeah.
You look at Chigozie Oruka's stats at a dysfunctional UCLA football team. Put him in this defensive line with a good coach in Todd Stroud, who has great coaching experience in the past. Throw in Trayvon Hill, Scott Patchen. I'm excited. I'm really excited, and I think it's really going to be a special season on both sides of the ball. But on defensive line for me is my best unit on the defense.
Isn't that funny? Like the big defensive lineman picks the secondary, and then
the
taller, muscular
it's
guy
a surprise,
picks the
man.
line.
I'm shocked. I will tell you my position group. If I had to choose a surprise one, problem is you can't have this one without the other. and the other's the big question mark is the O-line. It's such a big question mark. But man, our running back room, I'm excited with it. I feel like we have so many guys. Like we're like talking to you like, oh, DJ Dallas coming up, but then we're like, oh, Harris. Oh, what if Lingard gets healthy? And I mean, we could have thought about Mason Martin, but now he's but like I just feel like it's so loaded on running back. I feel like we might have an emerging start. We haven't had an explosive running back. We've had a solid, and it wasn't just some. I would say like Travis Homer could have been explosive. I think the O-line and the whole coaching staff and offensive scheme kind of let him down a bit. I feel like he could have done even more than he did in like 1,000 rush yard season. But with that being said, I still feel like the roster we have right now in our running back room, there's a guy there that's just going to wow people, and we're thinking it's Cam Harris right now. But even if it's not him, you can look in the left or right shoulder of the guys that are nipping at for the starter position, and man, you're just excited to see what's going to happen there. It's a very interesting wild card to be there.
Okay, so then let's flip around the question. So if we all pick that team that we are, the position that we are most, hey, this is it right here. This is the position that I'm saying is the stamp. Then everyone's going to say offensive line if I flip the question. Okay, excluding O-line and quarterback, what other positions do you guys think, position groups are you on the fence about and want to see the production come out? I don't want to say you're low on because we're all Canes here. There's no need to, put the scholarship Canes down. But who are you going to go, I got to see it type of with your position group?
Anthony, you want to go first or?
All right, I'll throw mine out there. Mine is mostly due to depth, but linebackers, man. I mean, the linebackers, besides Shaq and Pickney, it's a question mark after that. And even them, it's not that they do really well, and I love them. But there are moments you're like, come on, this one thing. Like, we've always gotten on to Shaq especially, we've talked about. It's like, play up to your recruiting level. Not that you haven't had productive years, but there's that edge that you need to have to you. That dog inside of you,
right.
That or Pickney, where it's like just obviously McConnell. I feel linebacker is my biggest question because it's more of like if this position group gets it together to an elite level, oh my gosh, we'll be best in the country looking at as defensive front. Like that's like it just looks solid. Like the teams will be stopped. The run game's gotta be stopped. There's too many missed tackles at linebacker level that let small plays evolve into something big and get teams rhythm, first downs or whatever. Not that we had a bad defense in any per se, but that linebacker room, if it gets it all together, especially at the depth level, because if Shaq or Pickney goes down, oh man, we're scratching our heads and we're wondering who's next. And I don't say that we don't have the talent there, but we don't have the experience, and we're really hoping that it's going to show up strong.
I would say, because I was going to say linebacker, actually.
Yeah.
I was going to say that position group. But just to be very overcritical, safety. Here's my thing. Derek Smith was injured the entire spring. He did not play the entire spring. He's going into fall. He should be fine. Okay? Bubba Bolden has not really participated. Has he participated in football activities, in a weight room setting? Strength and conditioning college football program. Taking part in football drills. He has not. That brings you to Amari Carter and Gervin Hall. We're not counting Robert Knowles. He is not an ACC caliber player. You have Keontre Smith, who is a freshman. He is enrolling now. Same thing. So you really only have two safeties who are have played in the spring and going into fall camp. And then you have guys who need to gain the reps again and get ready. So technically that is a slim position going into fall camp, but we should be fine. I truly do think we're going to be fine, but it's a little bit slim if you break it down, but we're fine. I'm just being overcritical there because I would have picked the linebacker. So
yeah.
I think I'm gonna really knock y'all socks off with this one.
I swear if he said
wide receiver.
Wide receiver? What?
Are you kidding me?
KJ Osborne, Jeff Thomas.
Oh my gosh!
I mean, just those two are like the best some of the best in the ACC. I'm not,
Oh, wait. Come on. So I can't use the reverse same thing that you guys just said about linebacker. We just talked about Mike Pickney and Shaq Quarterman, and then you said everyone else is unproven or injured, and same with wide receiver. Brian Hightower injured. Besides Jeff Thomas, who has proved he can do it at the ACC level and against SEC talent, this guy KJ Osborne, have we seen him against quality Division I ACC competition yet?
I think he'll be fine though.
I hear you,
He'll
but
be
have we
in the
seen
coastal,
experience.
in
I
the
follow
coastal,
you.
not
Like,
against Clemson, the coastal.
yeah.
I think it
have
matches up
we
with the MAC.
seen it?
We haven't seen him yet, but he's done well in the spring.
Here's
hear
what
you.
I'm with you.
And then 40 drop passes. You take away Cager's 9, that's still 31 drop passes at the wide receiver position, returning to the University of Miami. So I'm not saying that the cupboard is bare, and I'm not saying that they can't play. But at the end of the day, dog, I have to see them catch the football and turn it upfield and show me a touchdown. And besides guys like and Mark Pope, out on him too. Not out on him, but I want to see him do it. I know he can. Former 5-star according to 247 Sports, he can do it.
Yeah.
I want to see it.
Yeah.
If Jeff Thomas can go out there,
yeah, with the hype that he's got.
Jeremiah Payton, he's a freshman.
Yeah.
Is he going to do Stacy Coley and have a great freshman year and senior year and go missing for 2 years?
Yeah.
All right.
You get what I'm saying? Like, and at the end of the day, I have to see our guys do it. You know, you turn around and see the consistent hands of when we were really, really watching our Canes. Like, Allen Hurns would run perfect routes and not drop a thing.
Yeah.
Philip Dorsett, like, after 2012, didn't drop a pass. Like, 2013, 2014, he was balling. Yeah. Travis Benjamin, you know, his hands in the NFL are one thing, but his hands as a Cane were good. You know, Malcolm Lewis had great hands. Braxton Berrios had good hands.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like, Stacy Coley, his last year, he turned around and made good plays at the wide receiver position. And then you turn around last year and to see, like, y'all, every time we needed a slant, swoop, swoop, swoop. You get what I'm saying? So I need to see it. Just like, you know, Paul, if you could turn around and face safety, who has arguably the most talent on our team as a position group, if you could turn around and say, hey, I need to see it, then I think I should be able to say the same thing about our wide receiver group. It's a whole lot of talent. It's a whole lot of what ifs, but only 2 guys and really one at this level is proven.
I'll tell you one position group that we too much forget about, but it would be pivotal and a nice asset is special teams regarding our punter and kicker.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Yeah.
I didn't forget about them, but I didn't want to get all mad.
I guess we just don't hit on it. I'm not saying we're forgetting, but I gotta say, now I know Lewis Headley got all the hype he needs and all that. This cool Australian guy, likes The Rock, got his number, yada this and that. But man, boot that freaking Rock and NCAA college level, please. I want you to see him punting. You know, please do not be a 2.0 of all of our pass punters. I mean, if we can get that going for us,
I like Vogel though.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie, I like Vogel. He was drafted too.
Right.
No, it was Pat O'Donnell. Pat O'Donnell was drafted. That was crazy. And that's another thing, dog. Like I mentioned 2 weeks ago, we couldn't even punt the football last year. We would turn around and have a 15-yard punt. So you just had a horrible 3-and-out with a 15-yard punt and give the team 40 yards to score, even a field goal. Come on.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then tried to point at Manny Diaz and say the defense isn't that good. Get out of here.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's a lethal weapon that we might have, but maybe not. But it's something that's quiet under the radar. I think that might be huge for us regarding the Gators.
Okay. So I did have one thing that I kind of want that I'm gonna still do a video on, but I would love to get you guys' input on this, and I would love to see how the Arcane family thinks about this. Anton, did you have anything you wanted to say?
No. Go ahead. You go ahead, man. So
I'm working on this thing as far as out of conference scheduling.
Okay.
So everyone knows that we have our six in-conference games that we always have because we're the 7th team, so you don't play each other. So you get 6 in-conference, so 6 coastal games, and then 2 from the opposite ACC side. And then, so that leaves you with 4 out-of-conference games. If you could make Miami's out-of-conference schedule, anybody in the country, over the next 3 seasons, who would be your teams that you would want to play? A home and home with. Who would you love to see Miami home and home against?
Paul, I think I know your answer. Go ahead.
3 teams, home and home. Notre Dame.
It's 4 because you get four out of conferences.
So is this in the same season or is it just in general top four?
So let's just do 2020. So we'll give ourselves year 2 under Manny Diaz, and of
Gotcha.
course the 4 teams have already been picked. But if you could do fantasy and you give me 4 teams that you could do, let's do 2 home and 2 away games that you would love to see the Canes in.
Notre Dame, FIU, UCF, USF.
And who would be your 2 away? Who would be your 2 home?
I would go home FIU, home Notre Dame, go away UCF and away USF.
Oh, okay. Anton.
Well, Paul stole a couple of my teams, so I'm gonna try to be unique here. 'Cause we all want to see that Florida rivalry being bulked up more and disproving UCF and USF and saying we're on top of the mountain. So other than those, I just have an utter hate, and I think it's a big respected program. It'd be huge. It'd be Ohio State game. Would be pretty cool to have one against them. I would like to see that again.
Us in the horseshoe. Whoa.
Yeah, would be really interesting. Um, Other than Notre Dame, I want to see another USC game finally. Like, man, I want to see Miami USC going at it too. Big name programs there. If I'm going non-big name for the other two, and not Florida, since that's not left. Oh man, that's really pulling my hair. That's a difficult one. I don't like us. So who do we pick up recently in like 3 or 4 years ahead of like a what is the team name? They're barely like FCS.
We got Wagner.
Wagner.
Have
I did not like seeing that.
UAB. Like literally 2020's non-conference is horrible.
Yeah,
We
I would
have
much
Temple,
rather see
Wagner, UAB,
Texas
and Michigan
A&M.
State.
I'd much rather see a team on the level of Toledo or I want to say Upstate, but they're not the greatest consistently. But something like that for those other two, I think would be fun. Something like but I don't want to go as quirky as Fresno State. I want to be local, and I honestly think the Florida ones are the best because you're gonna get those bought out. I mean, those tickets are bought out. You're gonna have a rivalry, and it's huge for recruiting too. And it's roping off
Right.
the lines of saying like we own Florida, we own South Florida, and we proved it. You know, shoot, I don't know of another small little school in Florida that really you could pick on other than FIU, UNSF, and UCF.
FAU.
FAU,
I
Chuckman,
don't
Florida
care for
A&M.
FAU. When was the last time we played against FAU and it was even like don't we set all our records against them on Savannah State? I guess. I mean, I don't like FIU as much.
Okay.
Who would you pick,
Okay.
Olsenmore?
So if we're going off and if we're not picking the same teams, Florida has been taken, Notre Dame has been taken, UCF has been taken. I love to see us beat this one team that everybody knows I hate, Nebraska. I would love to do another home and home with Nebraska.
Okay.
Regardless of how I like those games, if you go back and watch that 2014 game, like it was a lot of talent on that field. And if we had just some defense, we would have won that game in Nebraska. And Nebraska in the night game is a tough environment to go to. So I would say at Nebraska.
Okay.
And I don't know if this will be as big time to you guys, but this is one of my top 3 teams I root for. But I would love to see Miami play Texas at Texas.
Really?
Yeah, I think that would be because it would be like country South versus city South.
I like to see Oklahoma more than Texas.
Ooh,
I think
you
that
got
would be
Smack
fun.
moving up there.
I would hate to see us play Oklahoma right now. I don't know if we could line up even in our 4-2-5 and go toe to toe with that. Not saying I'm scared by any means. Line it up if we gotta line it up, but I wouldn't want to do that.
I follow you.
And you guys took UCF, so I'm gonna switch it out for Penn State.
Ooh,
Penn
wow.
State, yeah.
All right, yeah, that's a really solid.
Because I think if we take 2 high level in their conferences, then we should take 2 low level in their conferences. So Penn State isn't really that good anymore. It's a Big Ten, nice little old school throwback, and play and have Penn State come to Miami that year, and one more team to come into Miami. I think Auburn. I would take a middle of the road SEC team, come to Miami, and then do a home and home and have us go to the Plains and play in Auburn the next
I'll
year.
tell you a scary one I
Because
think would be fun going against Jimbo and Texas A&M. Going to Texas A&M would be very scary but interesting.
we have to do that 2021 and
Yeah, yeah,
2022.
yeah. Coming up.
2021 is going to be crazy. We
Oh
play Bama neutral site, Michigan State. We're at Michigan State in 2021.
yeah,
App State comes down, and we're trying to find another game for that one. But um, that's just something cool. NCAA style. See, in NCAA, I always was independent and would just pick all my teams. But, okay. So let me ask you, if you guys can remember your four, how would you see Miami winning? Like, could Miami win those games? Or what record would you give Miami in there out of conference?
so this is next year.
With this team or next year?
Um, Man, we can't really peak in the next year because we don't know who we're losing. But if Miami had to play the four teams that you brought up, how right now, what would you say your record would be?
I think it all depends on quarterback play to start off with. If we have a quarterback in the near future, whoever's under center, and he's one of the best in the nation, maybe up to the abilities of a future Justin Herbert, Kyler Murray, kind of, that kind of hype, some of the best quarterbacks in the nation or in college football, and is a projected legit first round, second round pick, I think we have a very good chance. But if it's still kind of the average play at quarterback, we're flipping back and forth with the 9-3 season, the 7-5 season. No, I think it's going to be the same story over and over again. So I think it starts with quarterback play.
Okay, I think at the level as we are right now, I can't confidently say that we're gonna beat Ohio State, especially at Ohio State. I don't think we would get that one. But USC, I think we get that. I think we get that
that's
one.
a W. That's a W.
They're not. That program has got a lot of stuff to figure out, and it's been a little bit of going haywire. So I think we could beat USC. So we're kind of like between those two tiers, where it's like, no, we're not down to the rebuilding USC big name tradition program, but nothing there. But we're not up high to a solid, Ryan Day overtaking first year, but Urban Meyer basically team of Ohio State. And
Okay,
I did want to interject and mention,
sorry.
Buddy gave a $2 donation saying, Mama said Gators have a shriveled, oh gosh, Medulla oblongata. Okay. I tried. Oh boy, man.
Yeah, and then in my four games, I think we beat Nebraska. They're still rebuilding.
Yeah.
I could see it being a toss up with Texas, so I'll come back to that one. Us having to go home for Auburn. I don't know if up front we're ready to handle Auburn because they always have a solid defensive line. So
Yeah.
I could see our L coming there. And the other game I had was, oh yeah, we beat Penn State. So I could see Miami either splitting 2-2 or going 3-1, with my only loss being to Auburn. I think Miami could beat Texas right now on a neutral site, or even in Texas. I could see us beating Texas.
Texas did beat Georgia last year though in the bowl game.
Yeah,
Very
but
good.
then there's a mix of should Georgia want to be there, because that's another thing people don't understand. There's excited to be here. We lost 4 games and are still in a New Year's Six. And there's we lost 1 game and we couldn't get over the hump mindset. You get what I'm saying? So,
Sure.
and you basically lost to Alabama in the 2 biggest games of your school history, back-to-back seasons.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's up and down, but Texas was just so amped to be in that game, and Georgia was just like, okay, we're here again.
Yeah. The year let down. Mark Richt 2.0.
Now, ooh,
You look it up. First 3 years of Kirby Smart are
it's identical. It's exactly
identical.
It's
And Kirby's 2.0 Mark Richt.
You
We'll
know what's
see.
even scarier? If you look at the recruiting rankings, it's identical also.
Yeah.
That's terrifying. Yeah.
And what's even worse is, and I live in Georgia and all that. It's not like I don't want the Bulldogs to succeed or whatever. Not that I'm a fan of them either, but their kids that locker room is disheveled right now, man. They're getting all sorts of problems, suspensions, kicked off teams, and all that. So much so that our good old boy Cager is gonna have possibly a starting position at wide receiver now. Yeah. So
I used to like Georgia. Now I gotta root against them.
do what now?
Now I have to root against them because Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
It's all right. He'll go out there and drop
Yeah, our
15
drop
passes.
passes just went down quite significantly with that transfer.
They only went down 9.
9.
Not a big drop.
Not enough.
Um.
What's his
Okay.
name? Paul wants to get rid of Harley, right? Is that the guy that you don't like?
Paul
Mike
said
Harley?
the man wasn't even a scholarship player.
Man, I don't know, man. We'll see.
He's the one with one of the most proven game experience right now in the roster.
Yeah, but I mean, a lot. It's very easy to pass him. He didn't play at all in the spring. I don't recall him seeing it. I think he was injured.
Yeah,
a
he
lot
was
of people
hurt.
can pass him on the depth chart. This is his make or break year.
Yeah.
I really do think so. He's got to step up this season.
I think
remember,
can easily take his position for sure.
He wasn't an automatic take for us, too. We came in late in the recruiting cycle, took him away from West Virginia after he flipped and back and forth. It's not like he was a first take off the board. You know, like we kind of, other people went different directions and then we took him. So, you know, if this was Coach Diaz, I'd be very interested, and Coach Enos, to see what we offered Harley right now in the class. But at the end of the day, he's a Miami Hurricane, and I hope he does very well this season because we need him to come through. We need every receiver.
Perry's undeniable, though.
If we offer Xavier Restrepo,
yeah,
right,
we're definitely offering Mike Hartley, and that's the thing that I think a lot of people get misconstrued. Not saying just you, Paul, but it's like, where are you in the class? You get what I'm saying? Like, who are you going up against as far as in your class? You know, I can't really compare Stacy Coley's recruiting class with Travis Benjamin's recruiting class. You know, you could have been the 31st ranked wide. Amon Richards was ranked 31 at the wide receiver position according to ESPN.
Wow.
In the 2016 recruiting class, and he was the only freshman All-American out of all of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, just because of you know who he is, and at the end of the day, he has a lot to prove here at Miami, and I think it goes hand in hand with who is the starting quarterback. I don't think him and Tate have chemistry, but I know for a fact that Perry and chemistry. I know Perry and Jordan have chemistry.
I don't think Harley starts if Perry doesn't start.
I don't think Harley starts regardless.
Yeah, I think he's
depth chart. If it comes to that, yeah. I mean,
especially if we're working on Jeff Thomas out of the slot. If we're doing Jeff Thomas out the slot, there's no way Mike Harley will be standing there holding papers. And then you talk Mark Pope working slot also.
Yeah.
Hey, but Mike Harley, if you go out and have 10 touchdowns, remember your boy the host and had your back. All right, man.
I don't see it, but hey, we'll see what happens. I really don't see it.
No one sees it, but just in case, I want my boy to know.
You never know. It is sport. Yeah.
I don't see it.
You never know whose family come across stuff like this. So we love you. You're a Miami Hurricane, but
we're being critical here.
When you're a public figure and you play sports, you're up for criticism. I have people who hop in my comment section and say you suck. Okay, so people are entitled to their opinions.
Yeah.
Just win. We just want wins. That's all.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wins in production.
That's it.
Because,
just win.
If you're the same height as Jeff Thomas and Jeff Thomas comes out here and makes all these plays, you can do the same thing, boss.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely with you there. Definitely.
True.
Georgia back at it again, thinking Miami's first career against Florida will be a Miami field goal kicker. Man, do y'all think there's going to be a lot of field goals in this game with the Florida game?
I hope not, but...
Okay, so we got a difference of opinions here. So, yes.
Oh, this is what I like.
So, Wholesome, you think it's low-scoring field goal, like almost like an SEC kind of feel, like tight-edge game?
Ooh.
Or more of an air raid?
Yes. No. This man said Mike Harley is better than Pope.
No, I would disagree.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm gonna go back to this. Mike Harley better than Mark Pope. Jesus the Christ. Anyway, What was the question? Please, my mind is gone. What was the question?
We're talking about field goals, man. And you saying that there's gonna be plenty of field goals and all that.
Oh yes, yes, yes. I think that uh, the end of the first quarter to me is going to be like a 3-3 first quarter. And
Really?
my
Okay.
yeah, and my halftime score is 17-14.
Hmm.
Like
Okay.
I think it'll be
I can see that.
neck and neck for a while. My final score, and for giving that away this early, is 28-24 Canes.
Okay. I can see
So
that.
And is
I could see them hanging around and the only reason why, because before my score was 17-14 final. But then after sitting here watching film on Florida, they averaged 24 points. So it's no way, I'm not saying it's no way, but it would be hard for Miami to keep them at half of what they are, what they average
sure.
in the ACC.
Yeah.
So I could see them, and if we use the Missouri blueprint, oh, Missouri gave away how to really embarrass these boys.
Yeah.
Missouri and Georgia, like Missouri spread them wide and just destroyed them. Georgia turned around and did the same thing. But I think it'll start out really close early because both teams have holes at important positions. You have our holes at quarterback and inconsistency and young at the secondary and up and coming defensive line. They have issues. Both their safeties are gone. Their 4 out of 5 of their offensive line is gone. They lose two
Yeah.
running backs out of there.
Yeah.
So, it's like it goes hand in hand with what we lose and what they lose. And I think it'll be a real coaching battle at the beginning and true like a play of chess to see, okay, when you make that move, I make this move. You come out and do in this formation, okay, I know you're gonna do this. I mean attack this. And it'll go tit for tat and then that second half is going to be about who wants it more. Who's going to go make a play, dog? Who's going to say,
That
you
turnover.
know what? I can either go after this interception or get bombed, and you just go after it and you make the game winning pick.
Yeah.
That's the type of plays that's going to make the difference between Florida and Miami this year, in my opinion.
Paul, your thoughts?
I'll tell you what. Florida, what I've noticed, the way they win games is because of their defense. When their defense turns the ball over and scores off of those turnovers, that's when it gets clicking. That's when the offense gets going. Look, they're going to give it to their playmakers. LaMichael Perrine is a very good running back, and I think he will play in the NFL. They have a very good wide receiver group. They are going to test this young defensive back group. They're going to go after Al Blades, DJ Ivy, Christian Williams. They're going to go after this group, and they're going to get creative. They play very scrappy offensively. It's not very clean. But if you give it to the playmakers, if you get Kadarius Toney moving the chains, the Michael Perrine moving the chains, you throw a ball down the field, Trayvon Grimes, you got pass interference. Hey, the ball is rolling. Kick a field goal, pick six, they're up 10-0. That's how they play their football. Just don't turn the ball over, and I think Miami will be in a very good position during this game. And it's our offense. I think if we start off slow the first quarter, everyone's kind of getting adjusted, getting the feels of the first game of the season. The nerves are getting out the way. But if this offense starts clicking, I think we'll be fine. I think our defense is very underrated as well. In Florida's eyes, I don't think they're ready for this defensive line. So I'm excited. I think Miami's going to hit them blindside, honestly. I really do, but I could be wrong. And I hope I'm right, but I could be wrong. But I do think Miami's going to hit him blindside. And this might be the game where Felipe Franks loses his starting job and Emory Jones is a starter. This might be that game. I like Emory Jones a lot. I know I've said that before. I like him. I'm not the only guy who Florida fan base as well has a big support for Emory Jones.
My thing is more of like I'm not too confident in Franks, and Franks is good at the end of it, and he's gonna improve in the offseason. He's got great coaching staff around his quarterback stuff, but I could totally see Emory Jones toss up and all that. But your thoughts, guys? Let's say this is a crazy game. Which team? Are we going to both change different quarterbacks? Is that very possible that we see an Emory Jones and then Miami has a second other or third other quarterback go for a drive? Is it going to be that kind of a scrappy game, or is it going to be a lot more consistent based type of thing?
I don't think that Dan Enos he's a consummate pro. Whoever he picks, he picks. The only switch I could see him doing is to take Martell triple option, category 5, magical play, wildcat type of thing going that he'll do for Tate Martell because he likes Tate Martell. That's the only switch up.
Okay. So Miami's not switching up.
Remember, on Florida's part, they put in Emory Jones against Michigan in that bowl game. The offense was a little flat. They had Emory Jones take the ball, do QB draw, just run out the middle, get some 10 yards. The kid flies. He's very athletic. I can see maybe, like, let's just say whoever's under center, it's just not clicking.
Yeah.
Guys, this game is very vital. It's a very important game. If Miami loses this game, and it's, like, we got to win 11 straight. This is the new Miami. There's a lot of pressure on this game. You're throwing in all the plays. You have to win this game. I can see if, like, the offense is just not moving at all, change it up. I can completely see that happening, but that's like pressing the emergency button. Like, like, this game's getting out of hand. We're playing, like, for the season. Like, we got to, get a spark on offense somehow because this is not looking pretty. This is not what we planned. So, but that's like emergency button. But on Florida's part, I can definitely see Emory Jones come in the game. But like Wholesome once said, Coach Eno seems like he's going to stick with one guy. Whoever it is, he'll play the whole game, and I'd rather see it that way.
I think on an offensive standpoint, though, our game scheme is going to be, Enos is going to know it's the first game in the game and the team getting chemistry and all that. It's a tough defense. He's going to be going and using what has he got? Tight ends, very confident in them, just enough. It's going to be tough to run against that defensive front, but, if you get any sort of space created because of the tight ends are doing good, blocking well, maybe a slant or two from wide receivers and get your running game going, not passing it as much, and just depend on your defense to scrap the game away. I'm more on Wholesome one side where it's going to be a close, tight game. The turnover battle will change it up, and I really hope that Enos just plays it more on the safe side offensively for the first game to make sure that we play clean ball versus just bombing. Really?
No. Listen. I'm so glad you said that because that was going to be my next question. Do you want Miami to come out in 22 personnel, run the ball, and just play good defense? Or do you want to see us go out and hit these people in the mouth and try to kick their throat out in the back of their neck? That's what we have to do because we saw when we decided to spread it open and attack DBU, the real DBU LSU, move the ball downfield with ease. We can do the same against Florida if we truly go out and say, I'm trying to roundhouse you in the temple. I'm knocking you out. There's no questions about it. We're not here to do 22 trap, 21 trap, Travis Homer up the middle again. No. We're spreading it open. We will have, it's going to be 12 personnel, but it's still going to be 3 other wide receivers on the field. And we're just going to spread it wide open. And we're going to see what you got to do about it.
And it's up to our players to execute as well, because Florida State first game against Virginia Tech, they let the whole playbook out, and they were fumbling the ball left and right. They weren't executing those plays, so you got to execute at the same time. And if Danny Enos has confidence in those players to execute that playbook, by all means, be creative.
How complicated do you think the playbook the quarterbacks are learning right now is?
It's complicated.
Do you think they got the whole deal, and Enos said, I want you to be 100% when you come back?
Absolutely. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And how confident you think which quarterback would you say is going to be on the edge of that by coming into spring or fall? Like, hey, I know this playbook best than anyone.
N'Kosi Perry.
Paul, are you going to throw your card in from Tate?
I am going through my sources from the Miami Herald, which have written articles, and the Athletic from Manny Navarro, Barry Jackson. They said Tate Martell. They said Tate Martell has the playbook. He's the most knowledgeable about it, But at the same time, N'Kosi Perry is the front runner for the job. It is his job to lose. Those are what my sources are saying. I'm not coming from me. I'm just going off what the Miami Herald, the Athletic, is saying.
So
I don't know what's
Paul
going on in that.
The scholar is in Tate, but Perry's the playmaker. Wholesome's got all of his chips in on Perry. He's the playmaker and the scholar, and he's got it going.
Well,
Okay.
I mean, one had a 3.5 GPA, the other had a 2.7.
Ooh.
Ooh.
I'm
Ooh.
just saying.
Ooh.
Damn.
Someone's being too busy with these
Damn.
IG models.
I'm just
Ooh.
saying.
3.5. How do you know who had a
Kosi
two?
Perry.
Who had a 2.7?
Uh, Tate Martell, buddy. That's
Hey, but
public
he's
knowledge.
eligible. He's in. That's all that matters. He's in. That's all that matters. He's in.
Well, at the end
That's
of the
why
day,
he is an athlete, okay?
at the
Not
end of the
in
day,
whatever management.
you can know. See, the best players. When you talk about being elite and Heisman, the best players are able to put both together.
Right.
But for the most part, there's players who know everything to do but just can't make the plays. Then there's players who go out there and make plays but just don't. They're just playmakers. They don't really
Yeah.
know how they did it, but they just
Improvisers.
went out there and made plays. And that seems more like Tate Martell.
More of an improviser.
And Miami Martell. At the end of the day, like I said in my live stream last week, dog, y'all gotta stop disrespecting this man. Like I say my jokes or whatever about him, but he's not Malik Rozier. Please
No.
stop saying that.
Mm-mm.
I had somebody say, "Oh, he's Malik Rozier," where
Gosh.
we're basically getting the same guy. No, no,
No.
don't do that. Don't disrespect the man. He's a Power Five quarterback. He's a Miami quarterback, and if he wins the job, I'll be on here rooting
Yeah.
tooth and nail with them, saying, "Hey, I'm going toe to toe with the 5'8" guy too." So
How shocked would you be, Wholesome, if Tate Martell gets the start?
Damn.
On a 1 to 10 scale, or how shocked would you be?
because I think Dan Enos really, really likes Tate Martell. If it's neck and neck, he's gonna give it to Tate Martell.
So you'll be
So
too
Wait,
shocked.
I mean,
you see? Wait, I'll let you finish.
I'll say 6 out of 10. I mean,
Hmm.
because I personally think that Dan Enos really, really likes Tate Martell. Like he's pushing for Tate Martell to be his guy. If it happens to be Perry, if it happens to be Williams, I think Dan will go out there and still do the same thing.
Yeah.
But the energy he would give to be able to say, I made him this guy. Ohio State threw him out the gutter and I picked him up and turned him into my baby. My national championship guy, my Heisman winning guy. He would love to be able to say that. So, like I said, I'm Nicosi Perry through and through. But whoever wins the job, I know has earned it and deserved it.
Paul?
I thought it was the other way around. I thought Coach Diaz was really pushing for Tate Martell, and Dan Enos really liked Perry. That's the way I thought I saw it going into the fall camp. Because at the end of the day, Coach Diaz, that was his first quarterback that he's brought in a sense, with the transfer portal. He did bring him in and recruited him. So I thought it was Tate Martell that Coach Diaz is pushing, and he is the head coach. So I don't know how that's going to play out. And I thought Enos was in Perry's ear, saw him as the front runner. And Perry's the only one that follows Coach Enos. He doesn't follow anyone else. So, I mean, there's a good relationship building there. And I'm excited. Andrea Adelson from the ACC Network said that do not be surprised if Perry starts. He is a different quarterback.
Yeah.
I truly believe that. I think we've all seen that. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to go ahead and probably address this one question before we get, because I know we're creeping up on our hour mark. Jay the U Family Blaze said, "Who has the best O line, Miami or Florida, and why?"
Hmm. Ooh.
That's like a 30-minute conversation. But
Easily.
I mean, Paul, you want me to go first?
you can go first, man, because
Based
you
on
go
my
first.
research and knowledge of the Florida, they lost over 40 starts to the NFL. Like they are. I wouldn't say terrified. They are nervous. Miami has just a slightly amount of more experienced guys.
Yeah.
With guys like Corey Gaynor coming back after playing a lot in 2017, taking a red shirt in 2018. And have you seen the pictures of Gaynor? Wow, his body is just completely changed. He looks like a D tackle. Dude is built really well. Anyway, I like the experience that we have at the O line. I just want us to get a starting five and work them like none other together so that they can build chemistry as a starting five. Um, but I'm gonna also say this: a lot of people may not like this, but I think John Campbell over Zion Nelson at left tackle.
Yeah,
It,
that's fine.
it's to me, unless this kid, and if he is great, like I said, I'm rooting 110%. He's a K. But there's no way in the world that a freshman at 17 years old should be the red shirt sophomore at that left tackle position. It's happened before because I mean, look at John Brown or whatever. The guy's like a red shirt super senior, and he's just horrible. Um, and look at Bolware, who went to the league. Jesus Christ. But I think them starting Zion at left tackle would put bring too many issues as far as moving Navon Donaldson to left, and then trying to figure out who's the right guard. The only three positions I see lockdown is safe at right tackle, Corey Gaynor at center, and Navon Donaldson at right guard. The left side has to be worked on. My picks for left side would be Cleveland Reed at left guard and John Campbell at left tackle.
Okay. Paul, your thoughts? Florida, Miami O-line?
I'm on the fence with both. I truly do believe when the coaching staff does express that it is a concerning position group, your offensive line, and you have to bring in a player after spring to play, to be an impact, to count on as depth. I think that is alarming. We'll see what happens, man, because I remember watching that offensive line against LSU, and it wasn't pretty. It's a new year. But I am believing in the talent that we have and the development of Coach Butch Berry, so I'm putting my vote of confidence in him that we will be a better offensive line come August 24th. But like I said, it can go 50-50. We'll find out soon, right?
Yeah.
I
I'm
mean,
with you on that one,
also,
Paul. Because I will say, and I don't know who all the viewers keep up on Twitter and all that, but these guys are putting work in the O-line, and they're reaching out to former Canes, and they're coming out
Bryant
and
McKinney.
training with them. Yeah, Brian McKinney. And they're getting their stuff together, and I'm thrilled to see it. We talked about this and how we wished we would see this, and his advice is saying, look, build chemistry together every single day. You got to be together as a team. You got to work on communication, chemistry every single day. And then putting in that work in, they're aware of their, need to improve, and they know that's going to take work. And it looks like they're putting in that work in. I trust more, and I am biased, obviously. I'm a Miami Hurricane. But I'm seeing better news from the Miami side of putting work in and a much more. I'm confident. I'm so confident in Butch Berry's abilities on getting an O line up to where it needs to be that I think that we'll be at a better position than the Gators side, where I don't hear as many news of them reaching out to former players or putting in this work ethic in. And I think they have a lot more question marks. Like you said, 4 of their 5 starters left. We still have 2 or 3 kind of ish. Solid. Two guys that you could say experience, and a third one that's like, okay, we feel pretty confident in him. I feel like it's less holes for Miami to fill compared to the Gators part.
Now, I also think a big thing has to be who are they going against? Florida's young O-line is going to go up against one of the best defensive lines in the country.
Yeah.
In Miami. Miami's offensive line is going up against sophomore defensive linemen from Florida that haven't really proven much. Let's not forget that. Like, their best players have left for the draft. Now, the other side of that coin is you could have said the same thing about LSU last year.
Yeah.
LSU starting offensive line was inexperienced too, and the only person that showed up was Gerald Willis. And let's not forget he was 24 years old at that time. So he was like he was NFL ready going up against college guys. So let's not forget that. So I mean, hey, I personally think that I can't wait to walk into that stadium. Okay, which uniforms you guys want us to wear for that? Last question. No,
I want you guys to go first because
I
think I already
technically,
like
geographically, UF is closer, so we would be away. So how would you want the uniforms to come out for both teams? No, let's not do the blackout. I'm tired of no. The blackout game is for Virginia this year. That's the revenge game for us. I want to see the blackout for Miami Knights for Virginia, because I swear for Lord, if we go out there and get blown out and that all black, I'm gonna be mad.
We'll get our recycled trash uniforms out and
literally.
Oh, dog. I'll tell you,
Yeah.
my opinion is I don't want to have orange because the Gators have orange. I don't want there to be any confusion there. I'd like to see. I'm on the fence because I think about it when I choose uniforms for a team. I think about what the other side's gonna look like, and you don't want a ketchup and mustard kind of game type of thing going on. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I love the whiteout uniforms. I really do. I think they're fresh looking and all that. That's what I want to see. And if the Gators come out with their blue ones, I think that'll be a pretty cool looking scheme right there.
Like a color rush type thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I hate doing this because it looks like I'm a traditionalist to a certain extent, but then I don't. Like, I'm not a big fan of oh, go ahead, Anton. And you got a donation. Go ahead.
Oh, Dwayne Baker with the donation. I think 305 times 3. All right. Love you guys. Great content for your rides. Thanks, man. Appreciate it, man. Times 3. All
305.
right. Yes, sir.
Well, only one of us is really from Dade County.
I was born and raised there 23 years. I moved a year ago.
I thought you were a Broward guy.
No, I'm from Coral Gables. You're more in Broward than I am. You're more in Broward than I'm in, like, closer. I'm in Dade County. You're in Broward more. You went to American High. That's Hialeah area.
That's not Broward.
That's closer.
But I get what
to
you're
Broward.
saying. We're close.
Yeah, geographically.
We're like 20 minutes away. You're right. But I'm Dade County for life, man. Don't get it twisted. The other guy.
He goes to school in Fargo, by the way, guys.
Hey, listen. If Miami had the success that NDSU had, 7 of the last 8 national championships, we all would be happy, okay?
Okay.
I'm a Bizer for life. But I would love to see the Stormtroopers because I think we don't use that enough.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, I would only do Stormtrooper if Florida came out in all blue.
Yeah.
Like, I hate when people do, like, blue and white and then the other team is in all white.
Yeah.
So I personally think Florida's going to go blue on white, and I want Miami to go white on green. White on green with black cleats, black socks.
Okay.
We're gonna. I want us to go like 2003 Miami when we beat them in Florida. I would love to see that uniform.
Okay. Paul?
I think we're going to go orange and white pants. We did take the pictures with the emblem of the 150 years thing.
That's true. That's very true.
I didn't want to. I want to hear what you guys said and then kind of just drop that.
Yeah, that's the first time Paul's actually said something smarter than me.
You're not
wow. Hey, let's get that on camera, guys. You got that? Paul beat me in something.
Orange and white.
Yeah, we might actually go. Yeah. Because we do have the 150 patch.
It is on that. Oh, man. It's not a guarantee, but it's a high chance. You're right. Dang it.
I don't want us to look anything like that LSU game. Oh my God. Slim Shady Canes, $3.05 donation. Orange top green.
That's the golden years, man. That's how golden comes.
No, he used to come out in the wackiest stuff.
Oh my God.
And we would lose. That's what would bother me.
Yeah.
But he made me love that orange on orange. He wore it way too much. Like every home game, we wore orange on orange in 2013.
Oh gosh. And I didn't like that dark green helmet and all that. I thought that I didn't like that look.
Really?
Yeah.
I love the green. When we played Nebraska, we had the green on white on green, black accessories. That was
you look good with the white, but there was one where they had green and green, I think it was, and then white pants, was it? It was the first time they brought it out. Whatever the first time they brought it out, I didn't like that combo.
Oh, okay. Are you more like solid uni, or are you like
I'm more
solid,
like
unsolid?
I like solid uni.
So you would do all green, all orange, all white. Those would be your 3 favorites.
Yeah.
And then all
black, obviously, yeah. Now, I do think with white bottoms, whatever it is, anything looks fresh with it, but yeah.
Okay. Would you all ever mix the black Miami Knights with anything else? So would you say like orange top with black pants or black top with orange
Ooh,
pants.
That
Like
would be a
I
look.
see,
see
that was
orange and
my
black.
thing.
Because they did.
I would do orange and black and then do it for the Thursday night game, and hopefully we'll land on Halloween.
Yeah,
That would be really
yeah,
cool.
yeah. Because we did kind of a similar thing with the dark green helmet, dark shirt. What was it? A orange shirt, and was it like dark green pants or something like that?
Oh yeah, but that was against Georgia Tech, and it looked horrible.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We definitely did
Black
that.
top, white pants. Ooh, Sean Taylor. So would you do the white helmet, black top, white pants? Hmm.
Okay, that could be a look.
Okay.
That wouldn't be a
Okay.
blackout.
Okay.
I like the black alternative uniform regardless, so that'd be a pretty cool use of it.
Yeah, I don't want to. I don't want to run too far over time. So if you guys want to cut it now, if you want to flow, we can.
Well, y'all got any other topics, or we'll summarize it up. I'll let the comment section, as always, throw in there one more thing. We'll skim it down. Y'all throw down one question, some other topic in the comment section right now. We'll all three just look at them. We'll choose one. We'll answer or discuss it, and we'll summarize the show up. But it's been a good one, y'all. It's been a good one. It's
Yeah,
been
this was good.
refreshing,
This
man,
was fun.
and it's exciting, man. This football season is on the crisp edge. It's coming up. Heck, fall camp is coming up finally, and man, I can't wait to see and hear about that. Y'all, that's gonna be exciting stuff. Sean Taylor Blacktop, yeah.
Yeah, black top, white helmet, white pants. Ooh, that's smooth. But then that's kind of like the smokeout uniforms we wore versus Virginia Tech in 2013. So,
Yeah.
who's the starting cornerbacks? Andy and Ivy.
Ooh, that's expected.
I
Oh,
don't see. I don't see Blades coming in and taking a spot.
really?
I could see Blades maybe at the nickel, but I mean, if you're 6'1" playing the nickel, I don't
Yeah.
know. Ooh,
I'd say
that's.
surprise fall camp and Williams comes up there.
But then where do you put him? Because then you're not gonna have 6'1" and a half, 6'2" playing nickel. So that would force Bandy to play nickel. And why would you do that?
So Corey Couch can play nickel eventually.
Oh yeah,
Okay, so
yeah.
you'd match him up with Couch.
And see, the thing about having a nickel back is there are no nickels in a 4-2-5 because you have a striker on the field.
Right, right.
Mm-hmm.
Starting cornerbacks. But we all agree on Bandy being there, as much as Paul don't like him.
Oh, do you
On the
think
inside, I
Bandy?
like him.
Also, so Kyle Hubgood is saying, like, does he? Do we believe that Al Blades is good enough to force Bandy to play nickel and Blade starts?
Uh,
I would say Christian Williams would do that before Al
Yeah.
Blades.
Yeah, that's
I
what
would
I was
agree.
gonna. That's what I was saying with mine. I could see Williams sneaking on that one, but he's gotta really come out here, proving it fall camp. But I think he could. I think he could. Awesome show. Can't wait until next time.
Great
You guys get
show.
great info. Thanks, man. Thanks,
Thanks
Orange
for
Green
watching,
Blood.
everyone. Yeah, appreciate it.
Kyle, no.
Oh, he's saying Bandy starts outside but slides in the nickel at times. Oh, so you're saying when we go into our nickel defense, like not 4-2-5, but our nickel defense, Bandy is our starting nickel and then Blades is outside. I can see that happening. Who do you have returning kicks and punt return?
Okay, that's a fun one.
Yeah, that's a nice one to end off on.
All right, we'll do that. Who wants to shoot off first? Paul, you want to do that one?
Returning kicks, I would put DJ Dallas, Mark Pope. Returning punts, Jeff Thomas.
Mm. Punt for me is Jeff Thomas, no question. I don't care because I hated Al Golden when he did that. When he took Duke and Philip Dorsett from special teams when they became starters, no.
Oh yeah.
It helps in the NFL evaluation, and you want the ball in your best playmaker's hands at all times. I want Jeff on punt return. Um, and I want to see Mark Pope get that opportunity as the other kick returner. Um, and then to me, there's a slash between a healthy Lingard and a healthy and Nigel Bethel
Yes. Yes.
because I would love to see a returner to where his job is just returning.
Yeah.
Like Nigel Bethel could probably fight for nickelback rotation reps, but for like fresh legs, clean uniform on kick return, because kick return only happens either at the beginning of the game, halftime, or after you give up a touchdown. And
Right.
if a guy can go out there with fresh legs and spark something for us on kick return, and then have a lead blocker like Lingard, I could see Nigel Bethel scoring a couple of touchdowns on that.
That's
All right.
Bethel's definitely my guy for kick returns and punts. Jeff Thomas. I don't
Paul,
know.
what you about to say something?
Yeah, Paul, go ahead.
Who scores the first touchdown and how?
Ooh. Okay. Trajan Bandy pick 6 like Notre Dame.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah, he's gonna do that.
Oh, man.
Yeah, he
All
was
right.
gonna do that.
Oh, okay.
I say Brevin Jordan touchdown pass from Perry.
Ooh, I like
Okay.
how you snuck Perry in there. Good job.
Yeah.
Especially with the Martell guy over here. Jesus Christ.
I say Jeff Thomas with a wide receiver reverse.
Ooh.
Oh. Okay.
Who gets the first sack?
Trayvon Hill.
Oh,
He gives
I gotta
Hill the
go with
edge.
Kane. I gotta go with the Kane, man. The real Kane. John Gardner.
John Garvin.
Surprise, surprise. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I'll go with Garvin.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'll go with Garvin. I really see him just ripping it through them. He hates the Gators more than Hill does.
Yeah. Would you prefer a Jeff Thomas bomb or a DJ Dallas or Cam Harris run straight up the middle for like an 80-yard away touchdown, like LSU did against us?
Probably the bomb.
Oh man,
You got to develop the long ball. You got to develop a connection there, man. It's got to click eventually.
But a run up
But
the
a
middle
run
means
would
that the
destroy
O-line
defense,
moved
man.
them. Like
Embarrass
that would,
them.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen eventually throughout the season, man. But throwing a deep ball down the field, that's something memorable, man.
But imagine if, like, it's just like, all right, first snap, we're just gonna go simple, and then we'll go crazy. We'll be split out right. We'll just do a regular run, and then boom, out of nowhere, Cam Harris explodes. Where's that set up our whole game? Like, the defense is gonna be like, I thought we were good, and we just let an 85-yard run. Like, and then
could you imagine that?
I feel like for this game, for this defense, a run would be much nicer.
Right,
but
because
in
we
general,
already saw Jeff Thomas make big time plays against LSU. He didn't score, but he made a whole bunch of receptions. 6 for 145 to be exact. Go ahead and check my top 5 performances of the last decade. Just let you know. Check it out on my channel. But to be able to have Cam Harris or DJ go for like legit, like a QB, like a read option, straight up the middle, that means the O-line who was in question moved the SEC defensive line out the way, climbed to linebackers. And you telling me, like, I'm talking untouched. I'm not talking like, oh, you make so much. No, straight up the middle. And you run at an SEC front? Oh, my God.
I'll tell you, though.
You would listen to me. I'm going to get kicked off the game. Get kicked out the game because I'm going to be running with it.
I will tell you, though, for our Tate Martell guy here, him or Perry somehow avoiding, the pocket collapsing and running all the way for a touchdown would be pretty embarrassing as well. And it'd be kind of a mix of both. Like, that's a flash play, man. That would be, but they would have to be elusive to do that. That won't be, like you said, just like smashed, untouched type of thing.
I'm not gonna lie. D Weed has a comment on here. He said the bomb to Jeff Thomas on C.J. Henderson because like C.J. Henderson thinks he's fast. He thinks he's the number one corner in the country, and he has all this draft stock. And you get him, you get Jeff Thomas bombing him. Oh yeah. But at the end of the day, as a former offensive lineman, defensive lineman in college, there is nothing worse than running through the teeth of a fired up defense for 80 yards right up the middle. Tear a heart right out of the field.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man. It would definitely would. I'd love to see that. Well, y'all, it's been a great one. We've covered it all from everything. We had a small break, but y'all have been at it. We had over 60 people consistently watching this live stream.
Big.
So thank you guys so much. Huge crowd. I appreciate it so much. Be sure to check out both Miami Hurricanes Talk and Wholesome One's channel. Links are right there in the description of this video, right there. Click on them. Subscribe if you haven't before. I don't know what the heck you're doing. Keep it in. Fall camp is coming up. We're going to be putting out a whole bunch of content, so you're going to be wanting to be ready for that. And, guys, I appreciate all of you guys' comments and inputs and all those donations. And at the end, guys, we always know it's always all about the you.